Ladies and gentlemen, this is the Church Guys Podcast. I'm Brett, I'm the firefighter.
I'm Quentin, I'm the student.
I'm Craig, I'm the pastor.
I'm DJ, and I'm the IT guy.
And we are the Church Guys.
Welcome to our early December podcast. We're getting close to the Christmas season, and bowl season is also upon us with the college football playoffs on the horizon. Heisman finalists are in. We'll take a look and see who we think will take home the hardware. We'll also catch up on the NFL to see where our team stands or how they have fallen. Crazy things in our world, also looking to see how much we need Jesus, and looking upon the Christmas season, a great way to open up what's going on with biblical topics in our world.
It's the college football rankings. We had some good games come this past couple weeks. Some good games. I'm not partial, but the Aggies' last game was quite impressive. Okay. Probably the best I've ever seen ever in college football.
Ever.
LSU started the year on a sour note, did better in the middle of the season, and then ended on a sour note.
They did pretty good. They had some really good wins in between. They started off bad, and yeah, they didn't end as happily as they wanted to. Cause, hey, I called it. I said A&M.
They did good.
Of course, I did say A&M's going to win out.
They won out. But that
won the last
one.
one.
It's the last one. They won out. You know, they did good.
Yeah.
You were wrong.
Hey, they took away LSU's football playoff chances.
Hopes and dreams.
Totally eradicated in that game.
Hopes and dreams shattered at Cowfield.
I love it because I got a brother-in-law and his family's all LSU, so it's great. We got the Mullinses that I'm sure that they, subscribe to our podcast, but they're all LSU guys, and I've actually had some good back and forth. Oh, yes, unfortunately. Yeah, we'll pray for their souls. But, yeah, we've had some pretty good back and forth on there. But, yeah, man, if A&M only could have played like that in all the games, like maybe the play calling and everything else going along with it. Hey, you give A-Chain the ball, he scores multiple touchdowns. What do you think's going to happen?
We talked about that.
Goodness.
We gave him the blueprint for success.
Hand the ball and start Weigman. And
maybe Jimbo
looking at 9-4, 9-3.
Exactly right.
Maybe Jimbo should start listening to our podcast and he'll learn something.
He might.
Maybe.
He might be throwing on his booty where he has to count his $90 million that he'll get his buyout and just
he's only got about 7 more years to listen to us until they buy him out.
But, with Jimbo winning, I would say he's a safe returner for next year.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
And it's kind of like you look 20 years ago, even if they had a very terrible to mediocre season, if they beat Texas, it was a winning season, they could come back.
Well, there was 3 things that made the Longhorn season a success: beating OU, beating A&M, and then everything else is all right with the world.
Right, exactly. Yeah.
Now we don't even play, and then we got scared.
Oh, no. We actually just like to have money that's not controlled by socialist, communist, liberals that live down in Austin. And now Texas knows it too, so they're getting out of that conference that they own. But, hey, I think it's going to be fun. I'm looking forward to them branching out. And
everything will be right with the world again.
And with the increase in the playoffs, spreading out to some more teams, I think that'll be interesting.
Well, to me, if you can't make it in 12, shut up.
Yep, exactly.
Well, yeah. But
we'll talk about it makes it later on.
A little bit better for me as a viewer to watch the fight go on a little bit more. So I like that. This is such a sad time of the year because college football's over.
There was some chaos ensued.
Yes,
definite chaos.
Playoffs. Yeah, the first one I wanted to bring up on that was the Big 12 championship with TCU and K-State. That game was, it was TCU has done what TCU does all year. They play with house money. They come from
squeak by.
Yeah, and they always play from behind.
Yeah.
And I don't understand that. Well, it finally came back to bite them in the tail because they got behind K-State and Max Duggan thought he could do it all, which he pretty much did up until they shut him down.
They should have let him run it.
Well, the bad thing was, again, play calling.
Yes.
You're in overtime.
Right.
You're at the 1 yard line. You can't make it in 2 more plays. So what do? You kick the ball.
Yeah.
You trust your defense has done they've done all year long. Why not? And so you go to another overtime. Oh no, we're going to try for a touchdown. Oh, sorry.
Please
You
don't.
lose.
Yeah. I hear you, man.
But they were in the playoff no matter what anyway, I think.
Oh,
It
yeah.
worked out.
Yeah, I mean,
You know.
the voters had kind of fallen in love with TCU.
Hey, why not? I mean, they did great.
And so
They deserve it, honestly.
Quentin and I talked about it on Sunday at
else?
church. It was, we still felt that we were going to get in. So
Yeah.
Who else you putting in?
Can't put
Well,
Bama
exactly.
in.
Well, and up until the K-State, they've showed that they've handled everybody.
Yeah, sure.
Mhm.
They've handled everybody that have an issue. They're the best Texas football team. So, hey, go
They
for it.
deserve it.
I mean, I didn't have a problem with it, but,
No.
man, I was just so bumfuzzled when they lost that.
Hey, I was
that's a good word.
I was just glad that
Bumfuzzled.
USC got it handed to them.
Yes.
Yes.
Hallelujah.
The frauds got exposed. Finally.
Finally.
Yes,
It only took
absolutely.
all year for it to happen.
No,
Yeah.
but who they play?
Utah.
Utah.
Beat them
No,
twice.
Who do they play?
Yeah. Oh, you mean
Oh,
like
no, no, no.
in general?
Yeah.
Nobody besides Oregon and Utah.
Pac-
Did they
kind
play
of
Oregon
like-
this year?
Ohio State.
The Pac-12 and the Big Ten are way
Mhm.
overrated this year. As a conference, they're
See,
overrated.
that's what I miss is the Pac-12 used to be a beast of a conference.
Stanford
Back in
used
the
to be
day, it
good.
was
Stanford used to
Stanford,
be good.
USC, Oregon.
Cal used to be good.
Mm-hmm.
You could count on somebody jumping
Oregon
up.
State
Oregon
would
State would jump up.
always-
Oh yeah,
Oregon State's
back
still
in the
good.
day when Oregon and Oregon State would have that battle. I mean, it was always a close game, but now it's just like,
Well, but Oregon State and Oregon
turned
are
into the
14,
Big 12.
15. They're 14-15.
yeah.
Right.
They're not bad,
True.
but they're not great.
That's what I'm
They
saying.
don't-
It's not the same.
They don't play everybody all year.
Yeah, it's not the same two teams that it was like 5 years ago. The way they used to battle
But
out.
they got a
Yeah.
north and a south thing,
Yeah,
so they don't play USC every year.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And USC only has to skate by one of them, not both of them.
Right.
Washington's good this year, too.
yeah. Washington's real good.
You know?
I didn't even look at their schedule. Probably should look at their schedule if we got on a podcast.
Yeah, USC didn't play. USC did not play Oregon this year.
Well,
So-
they're
I
still
honestly think-
using that like high intensity
Yeah,
that you're talking about when it schedules they used to have when they were all really good and just bashing each other. But that's just not the case anymore.
Yeah.
I mean,
No.
they're all moderately level teams
yeah.
that okay, they're going back and forth. They must be great. So
No,
let's bump them up in the
exactly.
rankings. It's just
Yeah, it's terrible.
but hey, it worked out. I mean, I think we got some pretty good teams up there in the top 10 now.
I'm just excited that Alabama missed the top 4, but
Finally. Finally.
that
He
makes-
put in a fight for it though, didn't he?
that makes my
He
heart
did.
feel good.
Yeah, he put in a fight, and he's saying this all the same things that we said. That who is Ohio State really? They got one loss, but who have they played?
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's
true.
it. Beside Michigan,
That's
Yeah.
it. Bingo.
that's all they've got, and it's a
Bingo.
valid point.
Yeah,
That's a very
and the
valid
Big
point.
Ten's just. I mean, it's the same thing as Pac-12 is nowadays.
But hey, Alabama, you got 2 losses, so I mean, there
True.
it is.
As of December 4th, they have the current rankings. We got Georgia at 1, Michigan's 2, TCU 3, Ohio State 4, Alabama sadly looking in at number 5, Tennessee and Syracuse 6 and 7, Utah
Syracuse.
or Clemson. My bad.
Okay.
All I saw was
Like, what?
orange.
Okay.
Hey, how about
Okay.
I had a stroke
backup
moment there. My
quarterback.
brain went,
How about the backup quarterback coming in for Clemson though, and now DJU is transferring out.
Can we go back to USC for just a moment?
Sure. What you got?
Okay.
I mean, they were on the list to go at number 10 anyway.
Yeah,
so.
listen to their schedule. Rice, Stanford, Fresno State, Oregon State, decent win, 14-7 or 14-17. Arizona State, Washington State, Utah loss, Arizona, California, 41-35, Colorado, UCLA, Notre Dame. They played
Right.
nobody
Nobody.
except Notre Dame, maybe iffy.
And I think they're
UCLA.
overrated.
Cal, maybe iffy. Oregon State, maybe iffy. They didn't play anybody.
They didn't play Washington or Oregon.
So, whatever.
Yeah, I totally agree. There's no pedigree with it. There's no
Strength of schedule was
yes.
crap.
It's I'm just. I guess you got to put people in there
Yeah.
according
Penn
to their
State.
wins and losses and stuff at a certain point, but you have to see what merit is there
Yeah.
behind those wins and losses at the same point. So it's tough. And then there's a lot of money from USC that's getting
yeah.
poured into
That's
this
all
stuff.
it is.
Oh yeah, for sure.
So,
And the hype train of Lincoln Riley being there.
oh yeah, absolutely.
So here's the thing I got too, just so before we jump on the rest of this.
Yeah, number 20 is overranked too.
Is the
Oh,
fact that how do you again the poll garbage
Yeah.
again, like I said before, you don't rank people till the fourth week
Mm-hmm.
to get an actual result of the polls. Penn State,
Oh, I know.
how are they 11?
Oh, I
They've
know.
only lost 2 games, but they haven't played anybody.
And I would
Yeah.
say that they're in a worse predicament than USC.
Yeah.
I mean, I would take SC over them any day.
Does
But didn't Penn State almost beat Ohio State? They went all the way to the fourth quarter.
yeah, but then Ohio State gassed them.
Yeah, in the fourth quarter.
In the fourth quarter, but
it was
still,
a
I mean, they
dogfight
still
till the
gassed
fourth
them.
quarter. So
It was a dog
It ain't how
fight
you
until
start,
the
it's how
game
you
started.
finish.
Yeah, you started.
Didn't it,
because Penn State was leading into the fourth quarter, and then the wheels started falling.
So I have
I
a
mean,
question.
Look at the Cowboys on it. The fourth
No, I
quarter.
know.
You know what I
But
mean?
still.
It's the same thing. The Colts are terrible, and then on
But Ohio State is
it
ranked
opened up
number
on the
4,
fourth. It's
though.
still they were terrible enough to let that happen in the fourth quarter.
do we know when, as far as like the rankings, when they do, I know it's done by sports writers and all that. Does strength of
sports people.
schedule play a role in this at all?
No.
Or is it just
No.
notoriety?
It's all in how they finish in the polls.
Right.
See, I think that should start, because didn't back in the day, before they started this whole college football playoff, the way you got in the rankings, it was strength
It was
of
a part- it was
schedule
an aspect. It was an
factored
aspect
into
of
it?
Yeah.
Back in those days, it was all about eyes on the TV
and that's what it should be.
BCS.
because the winner
Well, not
of the
necessarily.
let's go back to the Southwest Conference. Winner of Southwest Conference went to Cotton Bowl.
Yeah.
That's how they went. And then from then on out, it was all a free for all in eyes on TV. That's why Texas ended up at Holiday Bowl when they would be third place or whatever else, because people would watch Holiday Bowl
Mhm.
because Texas would go. Now they got these stupid conference linked garbage,
Mhm.
and you're just sucked into whatever you're in. And I think that's foolish, but that's just how it goes.
I still think that the strength of schedule should be factored into it, because if that's the case, most of those top 10 teams are going to be readjusted at that point.
Well, yeah. But what he's talking about, the Southwest Conference, those are just really whoever made it then was
Yeah.
the best teams.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's all there was to
And
it.
you'd watch the Peach Bowl
So-
because it'd be two good teams.
Yeah,
Now it's going to
exactly.
be the third place team in the
Right.
SEC
Yeah.
versus the fourth place team in the
Yeah.
Big Ten. Who
Yeah.
cares?
Yeah.
Let's watch the best teams that they can
Yep.
pick, which will be the third place team in the SEC because in the Peach Bowl, and then they'll pick somebody else from whoever
So, like,
is left.
Champions from every conference. Would you?
Yeah.
So like whoever, the Sun Belt versus ACC or something. What is that? What needs to happen?
What I don't know. I don't know.
I mean,
See,
it's-
I don't know
it's-
how
So the
you would
playoff-
evaluate
the
both
playoff
of those.
throws everything off.
It's better than
Right.
the getting into the playoffs and then having to play the whatever.com bowl game.
But see,
And-
is it throwing it off or is it equalizing
the
it?
Poulan
Because not are you saying that some conferences legitimately aren't up to snuff? So is the Sun Belt compared to Big 12? No.
no.
So
Not
that
at
kind of
all.
the playoff proves
True.
that.
True.
So,
But
but that's what I was saying.
when we
But
get
if
to
we
the
did have the
playoff-
champions versus champions, like I think the very best college football team, whoever wins championship, should play the worst NFL team, and I would pay money to watch that one, man. I would watch that on pay per view.
True.
Yeah, I don't know.
I think it would be great.
I don't know.
NFL is a different level, though.
It is.
I would
Yeah,
take
it
it.
is.
I would take it. Guys on college want it so much more than those guys getting paid because they're getting a paycheck regardless on the NFL.
True.
I would take the guys with heart over the guys with the paycheck.
Man, I was talking to your dad
It's
on
changing,
Sunday,
though.
and
Sorry.
we were talking about Georgia.
Shout out to my dad, yo.
And I don't remember if it was me or him that made the comment that it would be fun to see Georgia's defense go against an NFL team.
I
Yeah,
would.
That's what I'm saying.
The Detroit Lions.
Absolutely. Oh, the
Detroit
Detroit Lions
Lions.
are good this
I
year. They're
like
decent.
the
They're
Lions.
decent.
I know,
But I feel like the way that Georgia has their stacked defense, they could stop any NFL offense.
And you know what's going to happen though?
Any.
It's fixing to get
Any
worse
NFL.
because of
And I'm-
NIL.
Think so?
Yes.
They ain't going to stop Mahomes.
They may not stop Mahomes, but they'll stop everything else.
As NIL gets along, it's going to get worse as
Yeah, it
far
is.
as the
Free
NCAA
agency
that's going to
and-
create. Talk about the haves and have-nots.
Yeah.
It's going to get worse.
Oh, yeah, it's gonna get way
Oh,
worse.
for sure.
Check out our last podcast if you did not catch that NIL.
Conference champions.
Yeah,
Uh,
I think Georgia's right. I think Michigan's right. I think Utah's right. I think Kansas State.
It should have been TCU.
But they didn't win it.
I know.
Yeah.
Here comes the next question. Back again. Conference championship versus championship game champion.
Yeah. There's
There's a difference.
Oh, absolutely.
Because
yeah.
when you team get hot at the last of the season, Are they the best team? They're the best team now.
Right.
But are they the best team? I mean, injuries from a season and all that kind of stuff that add up. I mean, is TCU better than Kansas State?
I think they
On
are.
paper, they are.
Should.
9 times out of 10
Yeah,
on a
definitely
field,
think they
they win.
Yeah.
Not
sure.
Saturday.
Right.
So that mean whatever? And I think that's what thank goodness the CFP had the people in there to fix that garbage fire up.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, and I mean, as far as the conferences go, of course, you got SEC, Georgia. No one ever doubted they weren't going to win that one. Big Ten, Michigan. Those guys
That was a good game.
They've had an outstanding season.
That was a good game against
Ohio
State.
I'll say this too. I think Texas is building like Michigan. They're not worried about the flash. It's going to take a couple years, brick by brick, and that's where Michigan is.
I'll throw
now.
some bricks at them.
Because Michigan was a garbage fire about 5 years ago.
Yeah, they were.
With
but
Harbaugh, they wanted to get rid of Harbaugh. They wanted to get rid of him.
Right.
Yeah, he was pretty much being crucified at that point.
But he said, "Hold on here, we're building this thing up." And so now look at them, and they lost quorum, and the championship game is still won.
Yeah.
It wouldn't happen several years
There's
ago.
a couple differences, though. Michigan's a good school,
Yeah.
and they have a good coach and a good football program.
I see where this is going. So the only one that's up there
I'm drinking just because of my people on that radio can't or the podcast can't see. I'm drinking my coffee right now. Just so
That's
I don't.
right. Coffee with Philly Jim, baby.
I'm not gonna lash out at Brett.
the only one that like we talked about earlier was that really doesn't matter to me is the Pac-12 is not what they used to be, and then you have the ACC. I mean, the only team that's up there is Clemson.
Yeah.
There's really no one else, so they run the tables.
No, but let's
Syracuse is non-existent this year.
Let's talk to UNC. Wasn't bad.
They did just enough to be okay.
But now let's get here though. How many teams did UTSA beat?
Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly. Oh, no, right.
Ooh, they would beat quite a few, wouldn't they?
Same with Tulane. Tulane's got a good team this year.
We'll find out. But I think UTSA.
Although that Donald Trump
UTSA
wave
lost to
is
Texas,
weird.
though.
UTSA would out. That's the only one or two they lost.
Yeah. And
UTSA would outmatch quite a few teams in the Power Five. Not the champions, but quite a few teams in the Power Five. They would outmatch them easy.
Yeah.
I could say. I mean, that was like
Baylor,
TCU before they joined the Big 12. I mean,
the Mountain West.
they were in the mountain. They were
Boise
they were
State.
outpowering everybody. You know, and I mean, I could see.
And so
other
let's.
teams like
I'm gonna
that.
throw this out. This is unprepared for podcast right here. You ready? 12-team playoff. UTSA in a 12-team playoff. Would they get by a couple weeks?
Man, I don't know.
Depends on the seeding and who they're going to play.
Yeah.
Well,
They shouldn't
yeah,
play in
of
a 1
course,
seed because
but
they're better than 12.
You see them at like number 10.
I see that team as like, well, I know A&M lost theirs, but the low teams that come in, they'll be good a quarter, 2 quarters, but that third quarter is a real test, and the fourth is the final test, and they usually get outpowered and outplayed because they can't keep up with the size, and so their stamina just drops.
And
I don't think that they could keep up with the bigger teams.
I'll say this too because this year was unusual because their quarterback was top shelf this year.
Yeah.
Harris is
he was.
He's a freak.
Yeah,
He's a fifth-year senior,
And
too.
you can't get that back. Next year they're not gonna be the same. They're not.
Yeah.
But this year I think they got a chance to
Yeah,
freak
for
some
sure.
people out.
Oh,
Just
yeah.
because- and also
Very
you
well.
got Jeff Traylor, which is a East Texas coach that was tremendous over at Gilmer that won how many state championships?
Oh, multiple.
Oh,
it's
a bunch,
crazy.
yeah.
They named a stadium after him.
Oh, no.
And so it's a different. They're a unique. Not a flash in the. They're a flash in the pan this year. I'm saying as far as that goes, as far as the goodness, they're gonna be good again next year, but they're not gonna be like they are this year.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah, for sure.
So I wish I could see that. That's what people want to see with the playoffs, and then they want to see those mid-tier teams that have a great.
Oh,
season.
everybody loves a Cinderella
Oh,
story
yeah.
too. You know what I
Yeah,
mean?
for sure.
That's why I like whenever March Madness comes around, I always go for that
Heck yeah.
that low seed, baby. Come on,
St.
I'm-
Peter's.
Bonaventure, right?
Yeah,
St.
come
Peter's,
on,
though.
baby.
St. Peter's this year.
That's why we want this in college football.
Yeah, I'm with you.
And that's what the 12 team ought to bring, but I don't think it's going to.
I don't think it is either.
I don't. Yeah.
I mean, it's going to be good in an aspect where you might fix that 4-team rotation. I
That's
mean,
what I want.
it's a possibility. I'm not saying that it's going to happen.
Right.
Because you're always going to have the Georgia. You're always going to have the Alabama. You're always going to have the Ohio State.
Clemson.
Those
typically. They've been there the past 6 years, though. Hey,
Yeah, right. But I mean,
they got to get past the
but I mean, you're going to have
last place
those
in SEC.
those major powerhouse teams
No,
that
right.
just
Exactly.
recruit, and they get these.
NIL money.
Yeah.
And they get it rolling, and it's over.
And like my hope for the extended 12-team conference is that it does alleviate that. I don't think it's going to though.
No.
I mean, it's like you said earlier, you got to be able to put. If you want to be the top, you have to be able to work through that top 12.
Yeah.
And I don't know. I don't think it's going to.
I was intrigued with UTSA because this is the year.
Yeah.
Not that they're the number one team. Don't get me wrong. They're not.
Yeah.
But it'd be cool to see them take a couple teams out.
Yeah. Yeah.
I would think it would be hilarious and fun to watch the Longhorns go out screaming.
So what I would want to, they already beat them, by the way. They already beat UTSA, by the way. But anyway, here comes the thought, though. Why don't they? I know they're going to. They're going to. The first four teams have a bye into this playoff situation. And so it'd be cool to watch them play the number 6 team.
Yeah, for sure.
I think it'd be cool. It would.
It's like when UCF.
The bad thing is we got 2 more years.
Played LSU.
We got 1 more year of the 23 and then 24 to kick in.
Right. Well, and that's why I'm saying as a viewer, I would love to watch that stuff. I think it would make it so much more exciting. It was so much fun. Just like whenever March Madness comes around, you've got a ton of teams to watch.
Here's the thing. You ready for this? They do this in Division 2.
Oh, yeah, they do.
It in Division 3.
Right.
Why not now?
I was looking at that today. They have that. What is the FCS? FCS?
Yeah, FCS.
Yeah, I mean, their bracket is enormous.
52 teams.
Yeah.
It's 52 teams.
It's amazing. I was like, that is awesome.
Well, and I know that there's traditional stuff that comes with it, and, there's an argument for that. But on the financial side of this stuff,
making more money.
You're making tons more money for these schools.
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
It seems like it's no question.
I'd go watch a team close by that would.
I would.
Like in Texas, playing in the Alamo Bowl.
UTSA, I would watch them.
Well, I think saw
that'd be fun.
Statistics where it said they're tripling the revenue when they expand this playoff.
Oh, for sure.
Oh, yeah.
There's no doubt. There's no question.
And so here's what you need to do. You ready? Let's disband the bowls.
Yes.
And let's use the bowls, use the areas, use the same places for this 52-team playoff.
52 is a lot, though.
That's what they do, isn't it?
Would you want to do like 32? I think 50. I think it's 32, not 52.
No,
52 is a lot of games.
FCS has a lot.
Really?
Yeah, that bracket was big.
How many games do they play?
They start right after the season's over, and they start with the, and you're losers, so you start playing next week.
But do they only play 10 games? They don't play like 12.
No, they play a full. I think they play a full 12.
12. Wow.
Yeah, they just finished the same week.
And you know what? I wonder if that would curve the transfers.
I bet it would.
Well, it would push it back to after it's over.
Yeah.
Well, not necessarily. Some of those guys might not. Well, I don't want to get hurt. I want to play next year. But I wonder if that would kind of help curve it. Yeah. Now, kind of give them a little bit more of a hunger to stay in it
because they're in the mix essentially. They're playing for a championship.
Everybody's got a shot.
Yeah.
Well, and then also, hey, cut your mid-season SEC garbage teams out.
Yes.
Yeah,
because you're in the middle of the season, you're playing
UMass.
Who they play? UMass.
Yeah.
Why are you playing UMass in the middle of the season?
Instead of playing it at the beginning.
Yeah.
Well, it gives those
people. Usually, teams play their 2 non. We split ours up so that we can get right into the heat of it. It's not.
Let's take it out.
Let's go back like we did at the
games.
Back we did like in the old days where they had.
There's a lot of money for the little teams to be made. That's
make them scrimmages, whatever.
Yeah, do like
or like preseason.
Yeah, for sure.
Like they used to do.
I agree with scrimmages because there's the maroon and white or the orange and white.
Yeah, true.
You could do that absolutely
for sure.
But these people don't want to do that.
No.
We're too traditionalists. I don't care what tradition, as far as that goes.
Right.
Let's get it going. Let's play some games for the fans.
Well, and usually those aren't exciting.
Texas, Alabama this year was awesome.
Yeah, that was an amazing
game. Yeah, I think that would be great to have some more conference games like that.
Let's play
but
Texas,
not
Ohio State
lower.
Like we used to do. Texas play Texas and USC before the season starts.
Yep.
Yeah. Well, we started off several years in a row where we're playing UCLA or Arizona or Arizona State.
Yes.
Like A&M started off, that was their very first game.
For sure.
But
I remember back in the day when Arizona State used to be really good.
Yeah, I mean, well, there's a lot of teams that used to be good.
Then they hired someone. Exactly.
And they hired someone.
Just goes down.
I like the history sometimes. We had some history made this last week.
Absolutely.
Michigan made history. First time in school history to have a 13-win season.
Wow. Really?
Yeah, first time. Tulane also made history. They've gotten to their very first major bowl game, and that hasn't happened since 1940.
Wow.
1940.
Yeah.
All right.
I didn't look that up. I should have, but I didn't.
Anybody know who their coach is?
No clue.
Okay, just curious. I don't know if it's some up-and-comer or what.
They've got a good team, though. So
they beat Kansas State.
They did. They beat Kansas State.
Big 12 champs.
We have the New Year's, what they're calling New Year's 6 now. Literally an Orange Bowl this year between TCU and Clemson, or Tennessee and Clemson. Man, I can't. What is wrong with my brain?
We're accepting any kind of prayers and donations.
I'm having a seizure or something.
You did need some
little
coffee.
Caesars.
You need some coffee today.
Let's try that again. So we have a literal Orange Bowl between Tennessee and Clemson.
Hey, and if they don't have their orange uniforms on, both the teams,
to disappoint.
It's all messed
I bet
up.
Tennessee wears the gray.
They will because I have to be able to see them.
I like the
I
gray.
like
That'd
the
be
gray.
rock and roll.
I like the gray.
Sugar Bowl, you got Alabama and K-State. Peach Bowl is Georgia and Ohio State. Fiesta Bowl is Michigan and TCU.
It's gonna be a good game.
Are we going to make some picks right now? We're going through.
We will, yeah.
Okay.
Cotton Bowl is USC versus Tulane, and the Rose Bowl is Utah versus Penn State, which I don't feel like Penn State should be in that game, but
No.
it
And
is
then
what it
after
is.
the Rose Bowl again.
And after the Pac-12 championship, should USC be there?
no.
They got drove.
Yeah, they got stonewalled.
You could take the Cotton Bowl and Rose Bowl out of it. SC and Tulane, Utah and Penn State, and now you're left with the heavy hitters.
For sure.
Well, that's what it is. But I mean,
it's just,
why? Utah had a chance, man. They got a good team. They got
a real good
They
team.
didn't get gypped.
I don't think they have a chance against the top 3 orange
You
sugar.
don't think they
and
play
peach.
TCU good?
I feel like Utah and
I feel like they
TCU
could
would
beat-
be a
I feel
pretty
like
good
they
game.
could beat TCU.
I think Utah played maybe Michigan good.
Yeah.
After what I saw,
matchup. It's all about
I
matchups.
watched the Pac-12. Did you watch the
really.
game?
Yeah.
I think
Yeah.
Utah. They got a great team. I love their
yeah,
coach. I
they're a
love
good
Whittingham.
team. I don't think
Yeah.
that they are going to go very far.
I think they could beat Tennessee right now because Tennessee lost their quarterback.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think they can play Alabama decent right now too.
I just-
Alabama is
I don't-
not
I
the
don't-
Alabama of old.
Yeah. I don't like some of these rankings because it makes it look like they're trying to rig it.
Yeah.
I mean, Alabama and K-State, I feel like Alabama's just going to do what Alabama does.
Any
Oh.
Big 12
Nick Saban's
team's
not going to
terrible.
lose a bowl game after the season that he's had. He's absolutely not.
Well,
He's not going to lose to K-State.
The question is, though, is Bryce Young going to play? Because he's going to the NFL, and this is
That's
not
the other part that
this is
ticks
not
me
a
off.
playoff game. Why should he play if he's going to get injured?
I don't blame him.
And then-
Bijan, I don't think Bijan not
So
playing.
if he
Alabama
doesn't
Bowl.
play, then I think Kansas State does have a legitimate chance.
See, that's the other thing that
that's very
ticks me
well-
off
that's very
is all these players. Well, I'm not. It's not a playoff game. I'm not.
Well,
I don't care.
I-
Have
I-
some heart. Play
I
for your
get-
team.
Yeah,
I
I
get
understand
their
that.
thought
But I
Yeah.
understand
because they're
that.
going and they're making a paycheck.
Oh,
Yeah.
they're
If
making
they
a
get hurt
lifetime.
here, they're not
Yeah.
making a paycheck.
Yep.
Exactly.
So I get, and I fully understand that.
For sure.
It just takes away from the integrity of
does.
the game.
I
It
understand. I agree with both sides, but I'm thinking if you're not in the playoff, why risk
Yeah.
it?
I hear you. Yeah.
If you're a for sure first rounder,
And Bryce Young
Like
is
Bryce
he's
Young
a
or
top 5.
Bijan.
Yeah, he's
or-
top 5 for sure.
Definitely. Yeah.
well, that's where this 12-team playoff is going to help.
Yeah.
Tremendously. Keep players
I hope
playing.
so. I really do. I hope so.
Yeah, I think it will.
I think it gives them a little bit more fight, like a little more hunger.
And
for the
why not
finish.
make the NIL say, hey, throw them a bonus?
Yep.
I think
exactly.
I honestly think that like any kind of money that they made, or if their likeness is on video games or whatever, all that stuff, jersey sales and stuff, at the end after you graduate, or you can donate it. That's
Yeah.
all there is to it. You can finish and graduate, or you can donate it. That's all there is to it.
I like that.
So maybe that might entice some to stick around a little.
But I'm
more.
not, like I said, if Bryce Young wants to
Get a
sit this
degree,
one out, I'm
too.
good with that. I
Yeah.
think it's awesome because, the kid's done it all.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But in the grand scheme of things, would Bryce be like, oh, hey, this is a $1.2 million bonus from NIL from all the jerseys and sales and all the proceeds? That still doesn't compare to the whatever sign-on bonus.
But all
he's
you
about to get for
are is
$5 million.
one Herndon Hooker injury away from screwing
I
it
hear
up.
you.
Yeah.
I know. It's a judgment call for sure. That they're
And
gonna
like I said,
figure out.
Bijan, people are going, Bijan, come back. No, don't.
I know. I don't want to be hurt.
No, if he comes back,
He's going to tear
Sark's going to
ACL.
run him into the ground.
No, he won't.
I feel like he
He's
will.
going to run. He's in the same amount of
Brooks.
plays.
Yeah.
But I'm saying, Sark will run him. He'll play him normally.
Like 25
But-
I
yards a
think he would
game.
work
Why?
him like the horse that he's been all season. Why
Yeah.
wouldn't he do that?
But I'm saying, no, he said run
That would
to
just
the
that would just be
ground.
my
Well,
fear
that's
though,
what-
is that you run him into the ground.
I think that's what you would do, though.
Yeah.
I would think that you
With
would
any
work
running
your
back.
horse, and if he happened to get hurt, then it would be.
Gosh. Yeah.
Yeah.
running him
And then
into
they
the
would
ground.
blame the coach for that.
Oh
Well,
yeah.
I mean, it's
Be like, Sark, what are you doing?
Yeah. And so
All right, let's
Make
run
some
through and make our
picks.
picks on this. Tennessee and Clemson.
Clemson, because Tennessee's quarterback's hurt.
Clemson because they got Klubnik playing quarterback now too.
That's a tough one.
Who's the backup quarterback at Tennessee?
No clue.
Joe Milton.
Yeah,
for
no.
him
You
from
ain't
Michigan.
You can't go for him.
That's why I'm going with Clemson.
You know,
I'm going to go for Tennessee.
I was gonna say just to balance it out, I think I'm gonna
Yeah.
go
There you
Tennessee.
go.
I'm going to go for
Y'all
Tennessee.
have fun with that.
I'm going to be wrong, but I'm going for Tennessee. I'm just wanting good things for
I
them.
know.
Even though
I
you
love
don't-
Tennessee. I
even-
want Tennessee
Yeah.
to win, but I got to go Clemson.
I'm
for
an
the
orange.
picks.
I'm an Orange fan. I'm a Tennessee fan behind
Yeah.
Texas.
Well, I'm saying we're going back and
other
forth, and I
UT.
like Sweeney. I think he's a great coach and everything.
True.
But
Oh, did you see what he did last week? Whenever the kid messed up. No, it was a South Carolina game when the kid fumbled. He went over to him and just kind of, man, it's all right. There's things more important in life than that.
I
Love
read
that.
stuff all the time about that guy. I can't.
He is
He's a good
class
Christian
act.
guy.
He's
He's a
just
good
one of the
Christian
best.
guy.
Honestly,
Yeah.
he's just
Yeah.
one of the best.
That's
You know
all.
what? I changed my mind. I'm going for them.
I'm still sticking with Tennessee.
All right, DJ, you're on your own. Sorry, you're on your own.
Because I mean, even though they got a backup quarterback playing, that defense is still pretty stout.
And
so.
here's
Is
another
it
thing.
though?
It is.
I don't know.
Let's talk about this for a second too.
South
Okay?
Carolina tore that defense.
We know
up.
Alabama's not Alabama of old.
Yeah.
No, it's not. They're not.
We know that they won that last kick, and it was kind of like, yeah, it got blocked. You know,
Yeah.
and so.
Yep.
And if that game goes overtime, does Alabama win or Tennessee?
Alabama.
Yeah, I mean, saying, come on. So I got to go Clemson.
All right, so Sugar Bowl, Alabama and K-State.
I got to go Alabama here.
Size matters. We're going Alabama too.
Oh, Alabama all day. SEC.
Yeah. My heart says Alabama. My head says K-State because, like I said, I just want to keep the downward spiral for Alabama going.
I think you got
But
the opposite.
I want Kansas State to win, but I'm going for Alabama's going to win those.
Yeah, after the
Alabama.
season that Alabama's had, like I said earlier, Nick Saban's not going to lose a bowl game.
Saban was sitting here fighting for the top 4 spot.
Yeah.
I don't think he's going to go out and lose against K-State.
No.
They're going to come out.
He's got a point to prove.
Yeah, for sure.
So I'm going to go Alabama. So we're all for Alabama on that one. Peach Bowl,
Georgia
and
Did I say it
Ohio
fast
State.
enough?
We all know
That-
Georgia.
I've been saying Georgia from the start, man.
Yeah.
It's gonna be a bloodbath.
They are just amazing.
Yeah.
And then the Fiesta Bowl,
Oh,
Michigan and TCU is going to be a tough one.
This is where my heart says TCU.
I'm
my
going
head
with
says
my heart.
Michigan.
I'm going TCU. But
Yeah, you got to have that Lone Star pride. I mean, Texas
that
or A&M didn't make it, so you got TCU in there.
Man, I don't know though. I mean, my heart says TCU. My head says you better go Michigan.
Oh,
Yeah.
there's no doubt.
Did you see Michigan's line? That offensive line just
And here's-
wrecks, man.
Here's the thing, though. TCU playing from behind against Michigan is not going to
That's
win
not-
the
no,
game.
we saw
No.
You're
that.
not
That's
going to.
Ohio
Once you
State.
get down, it's over.
Yeah, because Michigan will get you down, and they don't take their foot off the throttle.
No.
They keep going.
And their backup running back was
Yeah.
he didn't
So-
miss
Edwards
a
is
half a
good.
step.
He's a
man.
starter now, though.
If TCU can come out and get ahead, I think they'll be okay.
I don't. Man. I'll tell you this
They'll
much.
stay. No, listen. Wait. Hear me out. Hear me out. They'll stay in the game. I'm not going to say they're going to win. They'll stay in the game. It'll be close.
I don't know, man.
But I feel like, again, if they come out and by the end of the first quarter, they're down 10, 14, it's done.
Yeah.
Michigan's going to turn it on, and that's game.
Keep on pouring.
So,
I'll
that being,
cheer- I will
that being
cheer
said, I'm
for
going
TCU.
Michigan.
I will cheer for TCU.
I'm a Brett.
Yeah.
I'm cheering
Yeah.
for TCU, but Michigan's going to win because they were in the playoff last year and they have that experience.
Yeah.
You always have new guys. I don't think experience is just like a real big thing.
No, it is.
It is. That level.
How many people did they lose though?
Their
They lost a
quarterback-
ton of
They didn't lose
people.
that many.
But their
Yeah, they lost a
quarterback-
lot of people.
How experienced their quarterback?
It's just
year?
it's one of those things. Is what team's going to show up?
Yeah.
That's what's
For
more
Michigan
important.
or TCU?
Yes.
either.
Both teams.
Is it going to be the TCU that showed up to play K-State or the one where they scored
60 on Iowa
50,
State.
60
Yeah.
points? Yeah.
I think this way. I think you're right. I think Michigan has been rolling,
Yeah.
and they've been getting better every week.
Yeah.
That's what I'm saying.
TCU,
Michigan.
man, I don't know if they got.
They.
better
It's like
every
they
week.
peaked, and then they just kind of leveled off.
They got lucky against
They
Baylor.
started
They got
listening to
lucky
people
against
talk to them,
Baylor.
I think.
Yeah, Baylor, they got absolutely lucky.
So I think
I'm a
Michigan.
Brett. my heart says TCU.
Yeah.
So who are you voting for?
The
then?
stats in my mind
Who
say
you going for?
Michigan. Oh, I'm going. I mean, who am I picking?
Yes, because I picked Michigan.
My money's on Michigan.
I think it's all unanimous.
But I'll
I'm
be
going to say
Michigan.
TCU then.
But I'll be pulling for TCU. all
Yeah.
right?
I'll be
Don't
pulling
get
for
me
TCU
wrong.
too.
I mean,
who wouldn't be?
I think we all agree, but I'll say TCU wins.
All right, so then we got the Cotton Bowl, USC versus Tulane. That's just going to be a massacre. I think
want
USC is
Tulane.
going to
Come
take
on,
them.
Tulane!
I want Tulane, but I'm
Come
going
on, green
USC.
wave with white Trump hair.
It absolutely looks like
It
Donald Trump.
does.
Make the Cotton Bowl great again.
Yeah, I'm the same. It's the same thing as TCU versus Michigan on that one.
I hope that we see Caleb crying again.
Yeah, that would
I'm
be
going
so
with
funny.
Tulane. He
And
got
then,
everything he deserved and more in that game.
Oh, yeah.
Writing that garbage on his fingernails.
absolutely. We all going USC on that one as well.
Yeah.
Same thing.
No.
We want Tulane to win, but
I'm saying Tulane.
you're saying Tulane?
I'm
Yeah.
saying USC.
My heart and my mind's going with Tulane this one. I mean, just because I think they're in a bad place. I think it's like Georgia when Texas played them. And think they lost it all, and the Utes gutted them.
Yeah.
That's
And
my
I
personal
feel like
opinion.
Tulane's got more to gain
Yeah, they
from
got more
this
to play
game than
for.
They
USC
got nothing
does.
to lose and everything to gain.
That's it.
Yeah.
Of course.
That's why I'm going with underdog. Just because
And you don't know how many people's not going to play for
So mark me
USC
down
too.
Yeah.
for Tulane.
I would be willing to bet that everybody would return, or most everybody for Tulane.
Oh yeah,
Oh, for
and
sure.
a lot not playing for USC.
we'll
Yeah.
see.
True.
So that's potential for a big changeup right there.
Yeah. And then the final one of the 6, you got Rose Bowl, Utah versus Penn State.
Utah by 14.
The
against-
Utes.
The Utes.
Because they're on a high, man. They're on a high.
Yeah. And those Penn State just doesn't belong.
This is from DJ. This graphic that you viewers cannot see, obviously.
Yeah, I threw that in there for us.
Can you read it like her?
I cannot.
I will wear that gaudy orange. I will forever. I can't even read it.
It's so
This is the only thing in my color wheel, and I'm always going to wear it. I can't sound like her.
That's a quote from The
That
Blind
sounds like
Side, by the
Andrew
way.
Muhammad.
Yeah, Sandra Buller from The Blind Side
Regarding
for the 2022 Literal Orange Bowl. I think they should name it that. The Literal Orange Bowl.
All right, real fast. Where Texas teams are playing this bowl season. We obviously got TCU, Michigan. We just talked about. Then we got the Texas Bowl, Texas Tech.
No, the
Alamo Bowl, sir.
Texas versus-
You started with the Texas
Yeah,
Bowl. That's cool.
Either
Okay.
way, though.
You're cool.
Texas Bowl, Texas Tech versus Ole Miss. Who do we got on this?
Ole Miss is going to take that one.
Yeah.
I think
I'm going to say Tech. They have come back and beat like mediocre teams like Texas. But
how'd I know that was going to
there's
get thrown
been
in
some
there?
teams that haven't taken them serious.
Who
And
they
on
beat,
big
though?
games, they have showed up to play.
Unlike
They haven't
Texas.
beat anybody, though, besides Texas.
They had 2 huge games.
And I want to say this: Ole Miss has already lost a lot in the portal.
That's true, too.
Oh, yeah.
And that's, like I said a while ago, it depends on who is all leaving. Well, I don't know who all's leaving.
And
I
Tech-
can't keep up
Tech,
with all
the
of it.
quarterback of Tech, not the Shuck dude, but the other dude, the
Or
big, the big quarterback,
Donovan Smith.
Donovan Smith,
Oh,
in
yeah.
the portal too.
Yeah. I'm gonna say Tech.
And that's gonna screw it all up. Why did the NCAA do that? Why didn't they make the portal wait till after
You would
the
think.
bowl game?
I know.
Yeah, they need to put some restrictions on
Yeah.
this.
Well, and it'll be a
Because at that
Yeah.
point, it's like, oh, my team's not making the playoffs. I'm going to go play for somebody else.
Exactly.
Armed Forces
But
Bowl.
I'm going for Ole Miss. Sorry, just
Oh.
I'm going for Ole Miss.
You're going for Ole Miss?
Yeah, Ole Miss is my check
Okay.
mark. Yeah.
Ole
All
Miss
right.
is my vote.
I'm saying Tech. Who'd you say?
Ole Miss.
Because
Okay.
Lane Kiffin is better than the
Oh, yeah.
coach.
Oh, he's a good coach. He's a real good coach. SEC too. I mean, there's no doubt they're going to win. Is there a reason you want to go to Alamo Bowl last?
No,
is
I
that why you
just
skipped
I
it?
couldn't see this.
Oh,
I was
okay.
looking at the big
Well,
screen on my
losing
computer
Longhorn.
screen.
Alamo Bowl, Texas versus Washington. Washington 10 out of 10 times.
Yeah, I think Washington's going to take that one.
I think Texas is gonna win.
Yeah, Texas is going to win.
So is this from the heart?
Yes.
No, because we have
Or
no
is
one.
this-
We have no
Yes.
one leaving. We have
Okay.
all sophomores and freshmen playing.
That's
so
awesome.
Bijan's not going to play.
Bijan's the
not
only
gonna
one,
play.
but we have Jonathan
But-
Brooks.
I don't think
He's a good
Washington
one.
has maybe like 1 or 2, but they're on offense.
Yeah.
But that defense is solid.
Well,
They can stop the
thing
run.
is this: our defensive coordinator just came from Washington, so he knows everything that they run. So he's going to scheme around that.
Oh, no way. Really?
Sarkisian.
I didn't know that.
Sarkisian actually coached at Washington.
Well, in theory, you
So
can't
he
really
wants a
go.
revenge game.
You can't really go off of that because Texas also had Gary Patterson for TCU. So
They played
That's
well
why they
against
played him
them.
up.
The defense played well
That's a
against
seven-point
TCU.
game.
We had eight
It
tackles
panned out for them,
loss.
too.
that's what I was getting
On the
at.
defense.
Losers.
On the defense, it did. Eight
Well,
tackles for
they were
loss.
close, and that's what counts. They were
And
close.
horseshoes and hand grenades.
All
That's only for
I'll
A&M.
take Washington. No, we run out of time. New Mexico Bowl. Oh, by the way,
You
those
forgot
are
the Armed Forces Bowl.
the Alamo and Texas. So I mean, that's what
That's it. They got to win.
I would be considered home field advantage.
Yeah.
Where's the
Huge.
Texas Bowl played at?
Yeah, Texas.
Because I thought the Alamo Bowl was the Texas Bowl. Yeah, but what
No,
city
the
in
Texas Bowl.
Texas?
Texas Bowl is San Antonio before like December the
Yeah.
15th, and then Alamo Bowl is Texas
the
Bowl
same-
and Alamo.
After.
Okay,
Yeah,
so it's the
in
same
the same
bowl,
location.
essentially.
Yeah.
Just a different.
Which again is why these bowl things are garbage.
Yep.
That's why you shouldn't line them up with conferences. Anyway, let's
Oh,
go
yeah.
on.
All right, let's keep it going,
We're-
guys.
So you got
Armed
Keep it going,
Forces. We got Armed Forces. Baylor versus Air Force. I don't think that's going to be a
What?
contest.
That's not even going to be a, yeah.
I feel bad for Baylor.
Yeah.
That's one of those.
That's like a
that,
preseason game.
I almost
did go
wish
6
that
and
they
6,
didn't
though.
play the Armed Forces during midseason and just let them do it on this one.
Yeah,
No.
let Army and Navy play the
Let
Armed
the
Forces
Marines
Bowl.
bring in a football team overseas
True.
and fight somebody. I think
There
it'd
we
be great.
go.
Hey, let me go back real quick. So on the Alamo Bowl, did you know that Texas has faced them in the Alamo Bowl before?
Really?
Washington.
Wow. They lose.
This will be
or
the
win.
second time.
Holiday Bowl.
You don't have it prepared of who won?
I'm looking at it.
I could have swore they played the Holiday Bowl.
I thought there was some
That-
genius
That was
information.
great. DJ, thanks for that. Okay,
They played,
there's
but
been-
we don't know
they
who
played
won.
before, but
When was it?
Washington won the
of
last one.
course
They did- I don't-
Washington won.
So it's gonna be a Texas revenge game.
Yeah, Washington won the last one.
Yeah.
Okay.
So,
It was so
Defend
far back.
Alamo.
Let me scroll back to see what
Yeah.
it was. Oh my God.
All right, New
Sorry,
Mexico.
my bad.
New Mexico, we got SMU versus BYU, the Methodist versus the Mormons.
Give me the
This
Methodist,
is a good
baby.
one. Yeah, I'll be cheering on those Methodists. I don't know if they got it against BYU.
I don't know. Who cares?
I haven't even seen anything with BYU, so I don't really know.
Well, they're
Okay.
always like one of those that are
Sneaks up on you.
Yes, that's exactly right. So I would say that BYU would win that, but I guess go Methodist.
Oh wait, I do see BYU because they played Liberty. That was the only game I ever saw.
BYU is not the same.
No.
So I think SMU's going to take them this year.
Yeah, I think SMU's got it.
Mordecai.
Awesome.
Frisco Bowl. Neither is Boise State and the Frisco Bowl. Boise State's not what Boise State always is. And
Where's the Frisco Bowl? I know it's not in Frisco, Texas.
it is Frisco.
Is it in Frisco, Texas?
Yeah, it's at the soccer field.
Oh.
FC Dallas.
Oh, that's a big stadium.
FC Dallas Bowl.
That's a good one. That's a good one. And then A&M, they're getting in on the games. They're actually playing in every single bowl that they want to on their video games. So watch them in the championship. The should have played like that against LSU all season bowl. At least we're not overranked every single day bowl.
Yeah, we're overranked.
Is there?
I'm sorry. Did I say every day or were? That's what I thought. Shut your pie hole.
War was every day though, wasn't it?
No, it's not.
Every day.
No, that would be the same. Okay, moving on.
The only one that we didn't put up there, just because I'm an alumni, is Liberty's going to their 4th straight bowl appearance. Previously won the Cure Bowl in 2019 and 20, and they're going to the roofclaim.com Boca Raton Bowl.
I'm glad we mentioned that. All right.
So
hey, that's where Tom Herman's going. He's going to FAU Boca Raton.
But they're playing Toledo.
Here you go. Everybody's going bowling.
Oh yeah.
Heck yeah.
I like that.
I like that.
Good.
That's cool.
That looks good. I like it.
The bowling.
Yeah, that's good. I bet they get strikes too.
By the way, for you
So
viewers, A&M was at a bowling alley in their bowling uniforms because they're going bowling this year.
well, that would be their bowling team, but I wouldn't suggest you to be looking at statistics. All right, so number 1, Georgia taking on 4, Ohio State. Did we already pick these?
Oh.
No, we didn't. That's all right. I'll keep these Longhorn T-sippers right here on track.
Did we do that?
No, we haven't done that one yet.
No, Georgia versus Ohio State.
Oh, yeah, we did. We did pick these.
We did.
Yeah, we did.
No,
we did.
no way.
Yes, we did.
Georgia. I was going, where you been sitting?
I'm going along DJ's.
Let's go to
Who's
the
winning the championship, though? We didn't go that far.
Okay, thank you. It's all like that's what I'm saying.
Championship.
We did the games, but we didn't do the championship.
Georgia plays Michigan.
Oh my gosh,
Who wins the
listen.
Georgia-Michigan game?
Georgia.
I'll take any help out there from any viewer to try to let these T-sippers listen to what I'm saying.
We picked the first one.
Okay, congratulations. We didn't pick the championship again. All right, so we got Georgia beating Ohio State, and we said Michigan's beating TCU. But who is winning the championship?
Georgia.
Is it Georgia or is it Michigan?
Georgia.
Georgia all the way.
Okay.
By
There's
14.
no doubt.
That defense is going to...
It's unanimous, isn't it?
And if Stetson
I'm going
Bennett is
Michigan.
playing that good, I mean, he's playing
You're
good
going
right
Michigan.
now. Jim Harbaugh. It's December.
I mean, I want it to be a good game. I don't want Georgia just to, like, do what Georgia does and walk off and...
Their defense is too stout.
Yeah, they are.
Oh, yeah, that's cool.
Yeah, I found this. It's basically saying that if there was a 12-team college playoff season this year, it kind of breaks it down as to who would be where and how that would kind of pan out. Some of it's similar, some of it's not. Makes me wish that we had that already.
I would still pick Georgia to win.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, for sure. How's Utah 4, though?
Because they won a championship game.
Yeah, they won.
Yeah, I get what you're saying.
Yeah,
What
it basically
the
it's kind of what we talked about earlier.
If you
The
win
4
your
that win the
respective-
championship game
yeah.
get the 4 spots.
Yeah, I can see that then.
But then, then it rearranges because then you had TCU taking on Tulane and Alabama and USC.
Man, that would be exciting. I
It would.
love to watch
Absolutely.
Again, I think we needed 25, 52 teams.
Expand it out, yeah.
They say the Power 5. What's the 5th other conference then? The American? Or they say the Power 5? What's the 5th major
that.
conference?
Big 10,
Big 12. The Big 12. It's there. Big 12 is number 9
Oh, okay.
because they're the lowest ranks that are out of the 4-team buys.
Yeah.
Okay, I get what you're saying.
I was like, I had to think there for a minute.
Yeah. But how
Yeah.
come Kansas State's not in over Utah? They have the same amount of losses,
Because they're
and
not,
they won
they're,
the
they're not
champion.
ranked. They're ranked higher.
But
Utah ranked higher.
Kansas State won the championship though,
But Utah's ranked higher.
Yeah, Utah's ranked higher than they are.
Utah's ranked
Okay.
8 and whatever KT.
So it goes on
K-State was like
whatever.
10 or something.
Yeah.
that makes sense. Then
So, I mean, it'd be
12.
fun. I'm ready for that to happen. So,
That'd be really cool. Man, that was some stuff that was kind of neat. I just saw you put up it's the first ever CFP without Alabama or Clemson, and then
Yeah.
TCU
Yeah.
is the first team, the state
state
of
of
Texas,
Texas
team.
to ever make it. Yep.
That's pretty neat.
Yeah. They had I'm excited about the non.
But wait a second. What's the really difference between a CFP and the BCS? It's the same thing. It's just called something different.
Well, yeah.
Well, yeah. I
absolutely.
mean, it's
Well,
yeah.
It's all.
They're just
But
saying
it's
with
the new era
with the
of
terminology.
the CFP of
It's
the
kind of the
playoff.
CFP has taken place of the BCS.
because people that's top 2 and end up being the same thing anyway. So.
Yeah.
But they've been
Until there's a
notable.
true playoff,
I mean,
it don't
they've
matter.
been there for a long
Yeah.
time. They've been at the top of the list for a long time, and they're not there.
The crazy has already started in college football, though. So with all these coaches carousels that have been going on, we've got a lot of that. Before we get started on that, Craig, you called it. I'm going to eat crow on this one with Hugh Freeze leaving Liberty, going to Auburn.
I called it too.
See ya.
It's bittersweet because it was kind of like a comeback story for him after the debacle in was it Ole Miss is where he came from? Yeah. Reinvented himself, got with Liberty. Liberty gave him a second chance. He's had an outstanding career at Liberty. If he's listening, I hope you do terrible at Auburn. I'm not bitter.
I'm such a big fan of yours, but I hope
forgiveness.
you do miserable.
DJ, we need to have a lesson on forgiveness.
Forgiveness.
I can forgive him. I just don't forget.
Here's your coach. Here's your Carolina dude stepping up in there. So there you go.
Yeah, I mean, so he, and the part that like, it's like, everybody was like, it's a money issue. It's a money issue. Not really, because Auburn signed him to a 6-year, $6.5 million deal. Liberty was offering basically the same thing they paid Jamie Chadwell, which was
but don't tell
7
me in
years
6
for
years,
$5 million.
if he doesn't do good at Auburn in 6 years, he'll be making 4 times as much.
Oh, I mean, yeah. I mean, if he has the same kind of record that he had at Liberty.
Yeah, Hugh Freeze is playing the long game.
Yeah,
So,
he is.
But then you also had Luke Fickles out at Cincinnati.
They're fickle.
But he's in at Wisconsin.
I'm excited about that. My second favorite team. He's moving up. They needed to change, though, because Paul Chryst he wasn't getting it done anymore. I feel like that guy had, checked out at Wisconsin. So,
How about Colorado?
Neon Dion
Big
going to
time right
Colorado. I'm pretty excited about that signing, too, to see.
I think there's about to be a pie served up in Colorado. It's going to be some humble pie for Mr. Dion. I think he's going to take on a little bit. Not that they're good. They're at the worst that they've ever been. I get it. I'd bet he'll be mediocre at best. I don't think he's going to have the pull in these major colleges that he does.
Yeah,
in the
I mean,
smaller colleges.
He already.
We'll
Did
see.
you see some
We'll
recruits that
see.
already flipped for Colorado?
Oh, yeah, just because he signed, yeah.
It's because of his name, and also because the NIL they think it's going to go crazy up there because they're going to be supporting him like nuts. And so we'll see.
I will say his
introductory press conference
with the players was kind of sketch because he said,
Yeah.
I just want to let you know I'm bringing my boys. A quarterback's already sealed up. My son be playing quarterback, and telling all these players you didn't give him a chance.
Yeah.
See, that's the thing.
He could pull that.
Hiring an ego
You are.
and not a coach.
He could pull that at
Again.
Jackson State or wherever he came from, but you ain't going to pull that at
The same
Colorado.
thing happened with Tom Herman, and the same thing happened with Charlie Strong at Texas. You cannot bring in your guys.
Yep.
You have to bring in the best guys.
Speaking
Guys
of
that are
Tom Herman,
smarter.
oh, how the mighty have fallen.
That's why I brought it around there. That's a nice segue for you there. I set that up for you.
Tom Herman at, was it Florida Atlantic?
That's
Where-
a nice Boca Raton. I mean, that's a nice area.
Well,
Yeah, when you're retired.
Hey, he's got all that Texas money, you know.
here's
what I'm
what's
saying?
awesome. Let me tell
Chilling
you
on the
something.
beach.
Let me say a little trick here. Charlie Strong, when he got fired, he got hired at Central Florida.
Mhm.
You know,
he
Southern,
followed?
Southern Florida.
He followed Willie Taggart.
Oh, yeah.
And now Tom Herman, when he gets fired, he follows
Willie Taggart.
Willie Taggart. How awesome is that?
was
You
a
can't
funny
make this
connection.
stuff up.
That was a funny connect.
Oh, we also have another former NFL player making their college debut, Trent Dilfer.
Oh, Delfer.
He's making his coaching debut with UAB.
Not a bad place to go.
No,
They got pretty good talent.
there's a lot of skeptics about Trent Dilfer. I mean, it's one of those things. It's his first.
Got to get started somewhere.
Exactly. You know how those sports talks people can be on ESPN and stuff like that. And
Was he a high school coach?
Yeah.
Now he's going to college. So
now he's going to
yeah,
college. Yeah. His long term plan, I think, is to get back in the NFL as a coach.
There you go.
Like Craig said, you got to start somewhere, and UAB is not that bad of a place to start.
That's not.
No.
I mean, they got a pretty decent program up there.
Usually, you would get on as some assistant, special
Yeah.
teams, whatever,
True.
in the
And
NFL.
work your way in.
He's going the hard way.
Yeah,
So,
Yeah.
man, I give the guy props.
for sure.
That's
That's
pretty good.
You may find out that college is better than NFL too.
He very well
Yeah.
could.
Yeah.
NFL burns their bridges quick, like Matt Rule found out, and he's back in Nebraska, which
Yep.
is another
Yeah.
coaching change.
Way to
Don't you
go,
like those-
Matt.
I'm just rocking the segues today.
you are, man, stealing my thunder here.
Man,
Yeah,
I
I
stoop to your level.
I'm ready to
But,
see Nebraska be 8-4
But Matt
again.
Rule, Matt Rule did great at Baylor, but can he pull the guys at Nebraska?
Woo.
that's a
that
whole
he
nother
pulled at
culture though.
Baylor?
Yes.
Because Nebraska, the expectations are like Texas or like somewhere
Yeah,
else.
yeah.
even
Where
though-
you,
Texas was bad, but they ain't Nebraska bad.
yeah. I mean, and
honestly,
on that
even
note, it's
Brett's
like,
even
Yeah.
Brett's admitting that.
Oh, no,
true.
I totally agree.
You win 2 games a year.
yeah, like on that.
Nebraska is historically bad.
Oh yeah, but yeah, on that though, I mean, like the big schools like Nebraska and Texas, if you're 1-6 or 1-8 for 2 or 3 years, you're out.
Yeah,
Unless you're Scott Frost.
Unless
Stay
you're
around
Scott
5.
and you can do it
Yeah.
for 4 or
Then you
5
can do
years.
it for 5
Which is
years.
insane.
But I don't know what they saw in Scott Frost, honestly.
Oh, he was huge at Central Florida, wasn't he?
Oh, yeah, he was.
He's a Nebraska player, too, so he has that connection.
Yeah.
And they are like...
And they thought, we'll come back with Scott Frost and be able to get all these guys, and they did, but they still couldn't put it together. He lost how many one-point games or one-score games?
Like 10 or something?
That's what I feel like
Yeah.
Deion's going to bring to Colorado.
Yeah.
He might have I would say, above-average season and get them to a bowl.
The
but
first
after
season.
You'll get them closer. You're right. I think
Yeah, you
you're
got
right.
to watch for that kind of like fizzling out.
7-5 every year.
It's definitely a crapshoot. Can I say it on the podcast? Yeah.
Well, yeah, that's a tournament. That's a game.
I know. It's something to roll the dice. They're going to roll the dice and see what happens, man. And they could come up with snake eyes.
Yeah, they could, big time.
I mean, I don't know. I'm just interested to see how it works out.
I mean, it's with any coach, it's a gamble.
But this is a super gamble.
Yeah, exactly. You don't know
It's
how it's gonna pan out.
Colorado.
Yeah.
And people that are my age, I'm older than everybody in here. People that are my age remember Colorado being national champs, man. They were
decent.
a great team back in national champs is better than decent. I mean, they won some championships with Bill McCartney back in the day.
That's before my time, so I don't know.
That's what I'm saying. They were
a good comedian.
Paul McCartney. He's good.
you guys. Bill McCartney
singer.
he founded the Promise Keepers. Bill McCartney was a great Christian guy and a good college coach.
Yeah.
And won 2 or 3 national championships with him, didn't he?
I don't know. I was.
See, I'll go crazy. He won about 3 national championships with Colorado. And so that's when they were. Yeah, you don't realize that, do you? That's pretty awesome.
Yeah, that's.
So maybe he'll bring him back. Who knows? I don't know. I'm not saying he will, but it's an interesting
So we got
experiment.
a couple of extensions that the only reason Mark Stoops got re-signed is because of the season he had this year. I really thought he was going to be gone after this year, but
Isn't that why you would re-sign somebody? Is if they had a good season?
yeah, I mean, it is, but like they started red hot. Yeah, besides A&M, they started red hot, and then all of a sudden just.
No, I said go ask A&M because he had a 10-win season. And they're like, we're extending you.
Yeah,
that's what Texas did with Tom Herman too.
And then Dabo
Sweeney
got paid.
I imagine
deservedly so.
To me,
10 years, $115 million.
If a school extends a guy past 5 years, they're stupid.
yeah,
because then you got to pay all that money when they bounce.
Honestly, that's with anything.
Yes.
If you sign somebody in baseball for 10 years, like that's done. That's ridiculous.
So on his extension, do we actually think that Dabo is going to stay at Clemson another 10 years, or do you think
Dabo's going to retire from Clemson?
Yeah,
you think he will?
I don't know if it'll be 10
Why
years.
not?
But I think he'll probably finish out there.
I mean, he's had a good run there.
How old is he?
He's not that old. He's a young guy.
Yeah,
He'd stay there at least 10 years.
I
didn't know if maybe something opened up at like greener pasture. I don't know how much bigger you could go.
He ain't going to Alabama. He ain't going to Alabama.
I'm not talking Alabama, but like
that's the only place to go.
Yeah.
What greener pasture is there?
That's the only place to go.
He's been in the CFP.
Because I don't think he would want to go NFL.
Well, now you got a 12-team CFP.
Well, that was the thing. Like he could go NFL if he wanted to.
No, he don't want to go NFL. He could have already done that. Why would you go to Carolina? Look at Matt Rule. Why would you go to Atlanta Falcons? Garbage.
So who speaks more on that signing for Nebraska? The Carolina Panthers, who fired him because he was 19 and 20, or Nebraska for hiring him?
Well, Nebraska signed him because of his college prowess.
All right, Heisman.
We got 4 contenders are on there. There's 4 finalists on there. I only think the voters are looking at 2, which is C.J. Stroud from Ohio State and Stetson Bennett from Georgia. The other 2 guys are just placeholders.
And to me, Stetson Bennett shouldn't go there.
No.
He's not a real
I think Max Duggan deserves it more than Stetson Bennett.
Yes.
Caleb Williams, after his antics, I could care less if he wins.
Yeah. I think Stroud's going to get it this year.
I think it could be surprised. I think Duggan could be good at it. Here's the thing to me with the Heisman that's been always a joke.
Wait till
First of all, at the end of the year, but also the former winners get to vote. And a lot of the former winners were Oklahoma guys.
Yeah.
Or USC guys. And they don't like Texas.
Yeah.
They left Texas. Some of them did.
Yeah.
Of course.
And I'm not saying, that's what I'm saying. It's so anti the state of Texas.
It's just political.
It's all political.
Yeah.
It's garbage. It's not stat driven.
See, I wouldn't put it past Bennett win it since they're number one.
I would love to see Bennett win it, honestly.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I think the voters are only looking at Stroud and Bennett.
But who's better, Bennett or Duggan?
Bennett.
No.
I would say it's a tight race. How
many times has Duggan took him on his back and won a game?
Yeah,
That's only because he had to, though.
Someone said put Bennett on TCU's team. They would do the
they
same
would
thing?
Crap. They would be terrible.
I don't know.
I don't know. That's the thing.
I think that they're neck and neck. I think.
All right,
Put
so
Duggan on Georgia, and do they win more?
Again, it's
I don't think you can win anymore. They're undefeated.
you win bigger. You win bigger.
So this will
But why does Bennett win? Again, here comes a thought.
I wish we had a live video of this.
Again, just me talking.
Too much coffee, huh?
Too much coffee. But Stetson Bennett is where he is, not because of his talent, but because of the defense that plays on the other side of the ball.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Well, true. It's a complete team.
But
I'm still saying, like,
Jimbo Fisher could win with that defense.
I don't know. I think that they're neck and neck kind of.
I mean, holy cow! If you put, I don't like him, but you put Caleb Williams on Georgia. Holy Toledo!
That's true.
Stetson Bennett at USC, you ain't got a team.
Oh no!
I will say though,
that's what I'm saying.
They wanted JT Daniels, and he's a 5-star. Came out of USC, and he did not do good at Georgia.
No,
because mentals.
And JT Daniels on West Virginia.
Caleb Williams could not do good at Georgia. Because it's a different type of game.
But, I mean, that's
too,
like you could put
what ifs all day.
Try to what if and put these puzzle pieces.
Sure.
What it comes down to is I honestly don't know if I can differentiate between the two of them. They're both high caliber quarterbacks.
But here's the magic question.
Who has CJ Stroud played?
And how many of this has worked out in the past as well? A college kid does not translate to a pro quarterback.
Oh,
nope.
No.
That's what's so crazy.
Look at Sam Bradford.
And you might very well could
Baker
see
Mayfield.
Duggan come in and be a pretty decent quarterback in the NFL, and Stetson will be an analyst.
Yeah.
I feel like Max Duggan would be a Josh Allen.
Yeah.
Or Andy Dalton.
Max,
I don't know.
Andy
I don't
Dalton.
know.
No, his size.
I would say
I'm not saying like caliber wise, but like
style.
Yeah, like because when Josh Allen went to Buffalo, nobody really like expected him to be where he's at today. But I feel like Max Duggan would have that same kind of effect.
Sneak in.
Yeah,
but
yeah.
What kills for Josh Allen is his stinking size.
Yeah,
the dude's a
like
horse.
He's massive.
6'4", 240.
I saw him sign an autograph at the Bill Stadium. Most of the guys are having to like reach way up, and he's just like,
yeah, it's crazy.
He's so big.
His hand reaches the rail. I was like, holy cow.
Yeah, I mean, it could be Stetson Bennett or it could be anybody, and it could be Stroud. Stroud's good.
Yeah.
So the pick is actually going to happen Friday, so this won't air till probably Saturday or Monday.
It may be Stroud because of the Heisman political bias.
Yeah.
I think it's
Instead
Stroud.
Of who have they played?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think it's Stroud because of that.
So everybody going to say Stroud?
No.
If you had a pick?
No.
If you had a vote,
I'm going to say
let's do it this way. If you had a vote and it counted, who would you vote for?
I'm going for.
What about you?
I want Bennett, but I think it's going to be Stroud.
What about you, Craig?
If I had a vote, it'd be Duggan, but Stroud's going to win.
Yeah. I'm the same way.
I'm not. NFL in review.
Dun, 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 dun.
Can we just skip this topic this week? I don't want to do this.
No, this is
Roll the
amazing.
music, DJ.
I've been looking
Roll
forward
the
to this
music.
all season.
All season you've been looking forward to this.
Now DJ gets to sit in your seat.
Exactly.
I quit. I'm turning the recording off and I'm going home.
Are you going to cue the music?
I'm trying to find it.
Let's talk about the Packers.
Love that song.
That's always a fun song. I'm
Sunday
gonna make that my ringtone.
scores. Washington Commanders / really the Redskins and New York Giants tied.
Of course.
Is this football?
They tied.
Football.
Why in the world is the NFL still allowing ties to go on?
The participation award winners are now old enough to make rules.
There we go.
It's always
Sure,
gone on.
that's
It's
all
always been
there
a
is
tie.
to it.
It's been a tie. If you made it to past the 15-minute sudden death, it's a tie. Line them up like college after the 15 minutes and go 35-yard line.
Yep.
Score, win.
I mean, another one of the greatest games other than A&M playing LSU was
he's gonna
whenever
pull it
A&M
out.
played LSU. And it went into 6 or 7. I can't even remember. 7
Seven or
overtimes.
eight. Seven
Oh,
or
my
eight.
word. What a good game.
It was 72-74.
So good. So good.
You could have that.
Still
You could
dwell
have
on
that at the NFL level.
Why don't they do that?
And that
You know,
would
I think they
viewers.
should.
That would
No-
attract viewers all day long.
Play
Yes.
15 minutes. Play 15 minutes. Fine. If you don't get done in 15 minutes, line
Oh,
up
I say just
35-yard
do
line. Let's
that.
go.
Yeah.
I was talking to a friend of mine about that game the other day, and he was like, they should just do it like hockey. When hockey has a tie, they go into like penalty shots, where it's just a player
Well,
versus
that's
the
what
goalie,
35-yard line is.
and they should just line up the kickers and just let them kick field goals,
No,
and whoever gets the farthest.
no.
Back them up.
yeah, just back them up like they both start at the 35.
Back them up
If they
and
both make
narrow
it-
the field goal
Yes,
post.
exactly. That's exactly what he said.
It's like
Like
a
you start at the
carnival game.
35-yard line, they both make it. You back them up to like the 45.
No.
shrink the goalpost.
Just bring in the arena football. Field goal post.
So there you go.
Yeah, no.
That would
Either
fix
way,
the ties.
I don't care what you do, just don't let them tie.
Yeah, I mean, this is professional sports. We don't need a tie.
It's like a carnival game.
I agree. No ties. Ever.
So the
in
Packers,
the playoffs, they don't do that, obviously. The playoffs,
Packers still own the Bears.
Oh, congrats.
I own you.
But
Aaron Rodgers.
You know the cool stat about that one though is now that the Packers own the all-time total franchise wins with 787 games.
Oh yeah,
that's a lot of games.
I didn't see that game, but is Rodgers still hurt or did he play?
He played a little bit.
They took him out, and is that why they won?
No.
Oh.
No, Aaron Jones is the reason they won.
Oh, I like that. I just see that the winning team is colored.
Hey, what about that receiver that caught 3 touchdown passes? Is he still rolling or what?
Here's the we'll get to that in a second.
Apparently not.
No, he is rolling, but I will get to that in a second.
On the ground.
Let's see what else we got here. Of course, the Cowboys and the Colts. That was what we were talking about earlier. That fourth quarter where they just
33 points. 33
holy
points
cow!
in the fourth quarter.
54-19.
It looked like the Colts was going to take that game.
God bless.
First half
Never-
it did. The
never.
first
Yeah.
half it did.
Never.
Man.
That first half, it looked like the
They play
Colts
a
were
whole
going to take
game.
it.
They play 60 minutes.
And then
And then they gave the ball to Pollard and Zeke.
yeah,
And then
Well, that's 'cause the
CeeDee
Colts-
Lamb and Gallup. They gave
Colts
the ball to the
have
best
no
players.
defense. Colts have no defense at all.
I guess the Colts also got scared because they're calling what's his face to come play receiver too. What Odell Beckham?
Oh
Oh,
yeah.
yeah.
Oh yeah.
Nobody
He
needs
was at
that
the Mavericks
cancer.
game the other day with a bunch of
Yeah,
Cowboys
he's there.
too.
Yep.
Hey, I'll take him.
So-
Honestly.
Oh yeah.
Probably will.
Also, Aaron Jones made history on Sunday.
No one cares.
He passed the 5,000 yard rushing mark and has become the Packers' 3rd overall franchise running back.
Wow.
Oh.
A little bit of NFL history. Do you know who the number 1 in the entire NFL is?
Ever?
Ever.
It's Emmitt Smith.
Yeah. It was a trick question. I was just seeing who's paying attention.
It's not a trick question.
No, I'm kidding. But no, so for
I was at that game.
Really?
Yeah.
for real?
Yeah.
That's awesome.
Interesting. Didn't know that.
It's pretty cool.
Yeah, he's number 3 for the Packers. Amon Green is actually number 1 for the Packers. He has almost 9,000 yards.
Wow.
Is this
Congrats.
Packer stat
Is he
history?
gonna have
or
a
what?
playoff
Yeah,
win?
exactly.
Is this a Packer podcast?
No. No, I just want to
How
throw
many
that out
playoff
there.
wins is he going to get this year?
0.
Not with Aaron Rodgers, he ain't gonna get nothing. No, but you were asking about Christian
Same amount.
Watson's.
Brady.
They need to keep feeding that guy the ball because I pulled the stats on him.
Out.
He's finally catching
His
it. So.
his performance.
Is Jimbo coaching the Packers?
No, they got that
It's not-
egotistical quarterback.
No, it's not
which
the coach
is
for
the
the
coach's
Packers.
fault, if I remember right.
No, it's not the coach. The coach is outstanding. It's the quarterback.
No.
that has.
No, it's the coach's fault. Doesn't matter. I learned that this season.
So check this out. So
The
basically,
coach does put the people in position. to
when
make
they played the Dallas Cowboys, he had 3 touchdowns,
3.
107 yards.
Yeah.
That very next week,
No.
they
Touchdowns.
played Tennessee. He had 6 receptions for 48 yards and 1 touchdown.
1 touchdown. I didn't think he got one.
Then we lost to Philadelphia as an exception because Aaron Rodgers played terrible and the defense couldn't stop anybody because Philadelphia had over 500 yards of offense. But against Philadelphia, he had 110 yards and 1 touchdown. He didn't get a lot of work against Chicago because Chicago's run defense is terrible. So Aaron Jones ran all over him, but he had 6 catches for 52 yards and a touchdown.
Wow.
So
He's a good player. He's underutilized. Get that egotistical guy.
and that's the
out
thing,
of
like
quarterback spot,
yeah.
and he'll do a lot better.
because he tries to force it into Alan Lazard, who's his comfort
He's just
blanket.
emotional. He's just emotional. That's all.
And
it is.
so I mean it's ridiculous.
Start
But-
Jordan Love then.
Which I'm kind of worried
Please
about.
no.
Whenever if Dak does get Odell, is he just going to be trying to force it
I
to
hope
him
not. I hope he.
instead of
I
hitting
hope
the
not.
open guy?
I
I
hope
don't
he-
think he will because like I heard Odell was on that Rams team last year that won the championship and he kind of learned what it takes to win a championship.
I hope he
being
still
a team
forces it to
player,
CeeDee
not-
Lamb.
So
And he's older too. Odell, what is it, like 30 now? Almost.
I have no idea.
Yeah, it's ancient.
So he's getting older.
I didn't
Hopefully
want the
more
Packers to
mature.
sign him.
I think signing him will be great. It'll open up CD more, honestly.
Well, anything to take some heat off.
Yeah.
Got to have something.
Yep. Next week, Cowboys and Texans. That's a joke. Sleep through that one. Hey,
Yeah,
at least the
'cause
Pack- at least the Packers won't lose.
Have you seen that? The way the Texans got eliminated last year is a day earlier than they got eliminated from playoffs this year.
They're
Old
bad.
Texans.
They are
They're-
terrible.
they're
Yeah, the
bad.
Packers can't lose this week because they're on a bye week.
That's-
Congrats, man.
Yeah,
for you.
Philadelphia is right now 11-1 with the number 5 pick in the draft
Not bad.
That's crazy.
because
they'll
of
get
San
Duggan.
Francisco.
They are so good. AJ Brown has been the best trade for them so far.
Oh yeah, that
A.J.
guy has
Brown,
been
He
outstanding.
catches everything.
Jalen Hurts is pretty spot on, man.
Yeah, he is. He's coming around. There we go.
How
There's
about the
that.
Lions? I want the Lions to make the playoffs. Like Brett, let's go
Dude,
Lions.
I want them so bad to just do well. But
Cool.
They want to go
Week 15,
and then
Who's Cowboys got on week 15?
Cowboys got
Jaguars.
Jaguars.
Yeah,
Sleeper.
that's another
It should
snooze
be
game.
back-to-back wins. Hopefully, it should be 11-3.
Yeah.
Pretty rock and roll, man.
And then who the
And then,
Packers
uh,
have?
And still
Rams.
a wild card.
Packers got an uphill battle versus a 3-9 Rams. I don't know if they'll do that.
Where are they playing?
Green Bay.
Oh, they didn't win that
They
game.
should win it.
Yeah, hopefully it's snowing.
Hey,
I'll take the Rams.
the Rangers actually signed a player.
Oh yeah, who'd they get?
DeGrom,
Oh,
the
okay.
actual Cy Young Award-winning pitcher.
Dead gum.
They
Heck
didn't
yeah.
sign him for more than 5 years, which is amazing.
How many did they sign him
that's
for?
good.
5.
Oh, it was 5?
Yeah, but I'm saying
Wow.
they didn't sign him more than that, which is amazing too, because they usually sign him for 10 years and they stink for 10 years on the bench. We're going, what in the world?
Yeah.
What were the numbers he signed for? Do you know?
I don't know. Too much.
It's quite a bit.
But actually, hey,
Watch him.
but we actually signed somebody.
Yeah.
I mean,
Yeah.
that's a crazy. I mean, I've been a Ranger fan since I'm a little kid when they had the old stadium, the old stadium, the round one, and they've been, they had some people. They had Gaylord Perry in here who finally died a couple weeks ago.
Finally
That's-
died.
Well, I mean, he was 87 years old, man. That's crazy. He had more
I like
spit on
it.
the
He
balls he had in his mouth by the time he died. But anyway, it was crazy. It's so cool.
Oh,
They have
that's
actually
funny.
good. In Rangers, they had Nolan Ryan. They would sign somebody in their twilight of their career, but they finally got somebody I think that's actually going to help them out.
If they can have
So-
somebody else to help him,
Yep, we'll see.
so that they can bounce out a little bit better, I think they could do well. But man, they got.
Yeah, he is.
If they can just do what the Astros do
No, they
did,
can't.
and just work them way
They
up.
ain't got
They-
mattress Mac
Got
that
it.
money.
Well, that's true. That's very true. But if they can just continue just to build and build and build with some good
Yeah,
potentials.
yeah, because DeGrom's
Instead
a
of
good start, a
trading
good
them
place to start because he's
yeah.
he's number 5 on the
Crazy.
all-time 200 career ERA list.
Yeah, we'll see.
So hopefully,
But also, people come here and then their stats just blow up.
yeah,
I mean, look at
Yu Darvish.
yeah, he was crazy good.
Oh, yeah.
Till he got here and he stunk. He
Yeah.
left and he's crazy good again.
He's really good.
what is it about
happened?
Dallas teams that do that? 'Cause the same thing with the Mavericks. Mavericks have a player that would come and then he would suck and then he would go off somewhere else and all of a sudden he's an all-star.
Move on.
Cuban.
Rod.
They get rid of people they shouldn't get rid of, like the point guard last year out of who's the point guard, Quentin? The good
The
guy?
point guard for the Rangers.
Brunson.
Yeah.
Brunson's going off.
Yeah.
Terrible.
He's always been good. He
Well,
was good at the Mavericks.
I
We just didn't pay
know,
him.
but we got rid of him, and now he's
he didn't
going
want to
off.
stay either.
Or that very next year after they won the championship, they blew up the entire team,
Yeah.
sent everybody off.
Stupid.
Mark Cuban's an idiot.
That's why I'm not a Mavericks fan anymore.
DJ, did
He's
you want
rich.
to quickly talk about the playoff projections, or do you just want to go ahead?
Oh, for the NFL? Oh, yeah, I forgot about that.
Nah, don't worry about it.
We can talk about
We got a
that.
few weeks ago, don't we?
I mean, it's just
couple.
quickly highlight. We know the Eagles.
It's just the
and
standings right now.
Vikings, Bills and Chiefs.
so. Hold on, there's a question here. So if you look at the NFC standings, why is number 4 number 4? Why is Tampa Bay above
Because of their
Dallas?
division.
Because they're the division.
Their
leaders.
division leader. Yeah.
Yeah.
But their record is
It
terrible.
doesn't
Don't matter. You
They're
got division leaders.
Division leader.
And we're
That
leading
used
our
to be the
division as
NFC
well.
East.
Oh yeah, that's right.
It is what it is, dude.
Yep.
Then they have the on the bubble teams, which some of these teams are like they ain't gonna make it. Packers ain't gonna make it.
Lions
so.
are right there, baby.
That's just a mathematical chance. That's not a realistic chance.
Oh yeah, yeah.
Let's go Lions.
All right. Local sports real fast. I don't even know how we're doing, honestly.
Edgewood
Um,
football's been out for 2 weeks.
Yeah, advanced to one playoff game. Then they lost it, but it wasn't by much.
Good
2
year.
points.
Good year.
That's a good-
Yeah, they had a
that's
great
good
year.
game.
Quarterback got hurt last game. That's just how it goes.
Oh, I didn't know he got hurt.
Yeah, he got hurt
Yeah.
third quarter.
Ouch.
I know that we just started up basketball and had our Edgewood tournament, but I have no idea how that
Not
turned
good.
out.
My nephew plays. He's a senior this year.
Oh, is he?
and, yeah, and he plays for him. And they lost Saturday.
Yeah, they
It
lost.
was a good game though.
They lost. I thought they lost Friday night.
Or Friday. Yeah, it was Friday night.
They lost second round.
They lost to
Second
Forney. If you never watched Forney play, Forney plays
Sunnyvale.
dirty.
Yeah, but that's the
Sunnyvale.
thing.
Whoever
On
it
the
was, they played
Edgewood
dirty.
Invitational, it's always big, better teams. Always.
Just
And
like
you remember-
Usually we just sneak by and just impress everybody.
Yeah.
But that's a hard tournament.
I always loved playing in that tournament because like it was basically a free pass to go sit in the gym.
the
Well,
all
assembly,
day.
The
Yeah.
assembly game too, man, with all
Yeah.
those kids there.
Yeah.
Oh, we got a little Texas Longhorn
I'm
song.
sorry for your loss.
Chirping in here.
That was going on. I don't know who won that. I hadn't seen the results for it.
Well, hey, I love basketball.
I
Hey,
do too.
I'm coaching this year. Got my
Yay.
first. It'll be my first year
Little
to
dribblers.
coach little dribblers.
Oh,
I got
yeah, come watch
Dax.
Your first and
second
last.
grade. And then I'm also doing. I'm helping kindergarten, which
Don't
is just
forget
all they
your
do is like
testimony,
a
brother.
basketball camp. So
Carry the
forget your
ball.
testimony.
Don't forget to shine your light. It's little kids basketball.
it'll be fun. I'm excited. I'm going to make those kids do some push-ups.
All
or
right,
something.
preacher.
Biblical topics. We'll wrap this up in just a few moments. The first one, just a note of stats. The Baptist Press talked about the pandemic religious restrictions. They led to oppressive actions. What do you mean by that? Well, listen to this. 1/4 of nearly 200 nations studied by the Pew Research Center, they said used force to prevent religious gatherings during the COVID pandemic. 1/4 of 200 nations used force to stop religious gatherings
Just to start. They were
during the
just
pandemic.
Yeah.
Just
I'm
testing
sorry,
the waters.
Yeah, I
During-
feel like that's what that
during
was.
the
It's just like a
pandemic.
litmus test.
Pandemic, exactly right.
Yeah.
And they were just kind of like testing the waters, getting ready to go. But of those things, 11 countries physically assaulted individuals for gathering for worship.
Yep.
11 countries assaulted people. Well, one of those to the north, Canada. Canada's restrictions,
Yep.
remember they fenced off the church and those kind
Oh,
of
yeah.
things?
Yeah.
Draconian measures are in place, folks. We got to get ready. We got to get ready for to stand up.
Well, and
ready
that's
for a
just
battle.
countries as a whole. We still had a lot of states that still did that as well, if not counties. But
True.
like California, they weren't too far from that.
No, they weren't.
They
No.
were definitely doing that stuff to all kinds of churches.
Exactly. And one more matter before we get going off the air today. Dr. John Piper talked about preaching in a increasingly hostile culture against Christianity.
Mm-hmm.
We're here. We better get ready. And
Yep.
here's what he talked about. He said, my answer would be that you should have started a long time ago preaching about persecution. We're going to face persecution, aren't we?
Oh, absolutely.
We're going to face that. And so notice, he said, we should preach truths even when things are going well, that they could possibly go bad, because hostility against Christianity is built into the nature of a fallen world. We've had
No
it pretty
doubt.
good for a while,
Yep.
Yeah.
Oh, easily.
and
Well,
it's
we've been promised persecution.
it's
so-
exactly, the Bible says we're going to face it, and we got to get
Yeah.
ready for it. And we've in America, no longer is it chic to be a Christian. Right? It used to be cool. It used to be the end
Yeah.
thing.
Yeah.
When I was in school, you get, hey, I want you to go to church with me. Oh yeah, cool, let's go. And
Yep.
not anymore.
Yeah.
There's so many things that detract from that, and now it's just going to be a tough fight for a lot of people to stand up.
Yep.
Yeah.
And
No
teach people to make a decision for God, because it's going to be harsh the next several years from now on forward, I think.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
And
sure.
and on that, I mean, you can just see it out there. I have something that I was going to bring up is earlier this month. I'm going to butcher this name because I don't know how to say it. Balenciaga, their
Yeah.
luxury clothing designer, they dropped a holiday campaign featuring children holding teddy bears in bondage harnesses and costumes.
Yeah.
I mean, it's gone viral because it was like, it's not okay. But its creative director, I don't know what their president's name is. They're condoning him of pedophilia and child exploitation. And then in a separate ad that dropped on January 21st, promoting their spring collection, there was a photo shoot that was done that had, with a collaboration for Adidas, where copies of photos of what appeared to be documents from a Supreme Court case, United States versus Williams,
Mm-hmm.
a ruling that upheld the PROTECT Act, which increased federal prosecutions against child pornography. And both campaigns have basically become talking points, and the left trying to spin it at the right that, whatever it is. But
That the clothing line, and I'll save all my stuff. I'll save it for next time since we're getting in a time here. But
you can run through some stuff.
there's a clothing line by Celine Dion that came out. It's been
she's
several
bad.
years ago.
She's bad.
Yeah, that was evil.
But it was pure satanic.
Yeah.
And you're starting to see this now, like more and more common,
Open.
and the obvious signs of it. But a lot of people just kind of downplay it at first. But it is so obvious. It is just disgusting what they do to all these kids. And
Yep.
and now we still have a lot of people up there, good people that are fighting the good fight. It's clouded by a lot of darkness out there, but you got a lot of men and women that are still fighting to pursue this. And now, hopefully, with our win and the majority in there, that they're going to start and doing some investigations and pulling out some stuff. But
don't hold your breath.
Well, what I was going to talk about was some end time stuff, but I'm going to. I'll save
Go
it.
ahead.
No, I got to go.
Oh, you got to go.
Oh, you got to go.
So I'll save it for next time. But I mean, there's of course there's all kinds of.
Celine Dion's clothing line was satanic. Literally,
Yes.
it was satanic.
Yeah,
it
100%.
It was about 6 years ago.
It was 2016 or 17.
Yep.
Yeah, it was.
So it was about 6 years ago.
Yeah, it's crazy, wasn't it?
Oh, it was insane.
Yeah, I mean,
but it's so
and that
obvious.
Was cracking
and
the
then
door. That was
if
cracking
you
the
look
door.
at a lot of these popular artists, and I'm doing air quotes, radio people.
Yeah.
If you look at, they have a lot of music videos where it's all mockery. They're mocking themselves on the crucifix, I mean, like crucified or whatever. They're mocking Jesus. They're spitting on Jesus. They're just in your face. Do not care, and the world accepts it, and it's just disgusting. But we still need to get out there. We still need to step up. We still need to vote for who we need to vote for. And
that being said, one more thing, really quick. The Balenciaga Bale is what they start off as.
Yeah.
But secondly, on your thing, I saw a Disney former actress come out and was going through all the Disney things that are in your face.
Yeah.
Maleficent, devil looking.
Yeah.
Oh,
Right.
for sure.
All these other
Yeah.
ones, devil looking. Now it's all in your face on the devil through
for
Disney
sure.
Plus.
They're not scared
The
anymore.
people aren't turning the blind. People aren't cutting the knees off these people.
Yeah.
Oh, for sure. Well, there's a documentary I watched called The Fall of Cabal, and not all of it's true, okay? But there are some very heavy hitter issues in there, and it talks about a lot of these people that are in charge of the Nickelodeons and the Disneys and the sexual stuff that happened because of those guys.
Yes, pedophilia.
Why those stars got their stardom,
Yeah.
and how it went through the process, and that's
With
why
this-
they're so deranged and brainwashed and
Sad.
unfortunately
With this
possessed.
Balenciaga or whatever you call it, the part that's infuriating is their statement. So they came out and made a statement that was like, yeah, maybe we shouldn't have put these kids out there with these bears. They also said that these documents were unsettling. Not saying that they were going to pull the ads or stop the campaigns. It was just, okay, maybe we shouldn't have done that because people got mad. But then it was like, oh, yeah, the documents are there, but I mean, it's unsettling. So,
We don't care, but we know it's wrong.
I mean, they're raking in millions of dollars because you got the Kardashians are probably one of their top sellers who.
I don't even.
Yeah, but I mean,
Yeah.
it doesn't matter if it's obvious or not. I mean, all
it's
this
just-
stuff is well known. All
Yeah.
these actors, all these producers, you got all these high end people. It's accepted. Whenever you have doctors saying that they know their clientele, so if they're coming in for abortion, they're going to use the word fetus. But if they're coming in to deliver, they're going to use the word baby.
Yep.
And they're like, well, it's the same thing. Well, no, it's not. If it's the same word, you would use the same word. And they're like, well, baby is more humanistic, and then fetus is, just an anatomical term.
It's more
no.
scientific.
You're
know.
dehumanizing, and that's why you're using fetus,
Bingo.
even though if you look in the Latin word,
Yep.
it means a human offspring.
Yeah.
Bingo.
Like, just come on with it and speak the truth. But
They don't want
people
truth.
they want to
can't-
pervert truth.
Yeah.
You can't speak the truth because people will hear it.
And that's like on that same token, if you kill a pregnant woman who obviously has a
In a
baby,
car wreck or whatever, drunk driver.
yeah,
Double-
you're
double
getting
homicide.
prosecuted for 2 murders.
Double
For the
manslaughter.
moment. For the moment. For the moment.
Doing Spider-Man.
But hey, there's a lot of hope out there. We've got to
Oh,
keep our hope, and that's only found in Jesus.
Yep.
We got to stay plugged in like a great church and have a great pastor like Craig. I'm not just saying that because he's right in front of me, but I told him the other day. To be fair, did I not tell you this the
Yep.
other day?
He did.
I told him I am.
I didn't even
so
pay. I
appreciative.
did not even pay him.
Well, yet.
Checks in the
But
mail.
I'm telling you, get out there and get plugged in, and you not just on Sundays and Wednesdays. Being a Christian, it isn't just two days a week. Okay,
Yeah.
It's a lifestyle that we follow Jesus and try to show our Christ likeness by following Him.
And I say this too.
sure, go ahead.
A
Okay,
Bible believing, Bible practicing church.
That's right. Amen.
Not just one that says it, but that really does it. It's different, ain't it,
Absolutely.
Brett?
100% different.
Absolute different.
And Piper talks about that too, because he even has a whole thing talking about how repentance isn't even a thing now.
Yeah.
Churches preach that. It's not. It's just how you feel. You're okay. You're
Yep.
good, and almost like a checklist. But anyways, hey guys, I hope you at least were entertained, if not learned a couple things from here and there.
Yeah, this is only going to be one of 2 episodes for December.
December.
Brett may not even be a part of the second episode. He's on Baby Watch coming up.
Baby watch.
But hopefully, we're going to talk him into calling in on the next week's show.
If
Yes.
nothing else, I'll try to call in. But
Call
hopefully-
in.
Our first call-in show.
There we go. Special.
So that way
guest.
we can check on baby and mama, and we don't care about him because he's Brett. So.
There you go.
Well, like and subscribe. Hey, check out Phil and Jim and have their coffee with them. And yeah, we appreciate you guys, and we'll see you next time, or not see you because it's radio.
It's radio.
We'll hear
Okay.
you.
Yep. Bye.
Hey guys, this is Quentin. On our next episode, we're going to be talking about just a recap of sports, what's going on with the bowl games, who won the Heisman. We're going to see who pulled that trophy out, if it was biased politically or if it was deserved. We're going to be talking about some NFL games, playoffs, and who's going to make that. And then we're going to be talking about the reason for Christmas, why Christmas is really important, that it's about Jesus, him coming to this earth to save us. All right, guys, y'all have a Merry Christmas. We'll see you soon.